It's the Mad Hatter Show, and I got these two incredible gentlemen with me today.
Thank you.
Rushion McDonald, I don't really know how to announce you. Writer, producer, Renaissance man. I like to use that word, Renaissance man, when you've accomplished and done so much. You've done television, okay, you've done it all. Okay. So that's Rushion McDonald, and he has a podcast too. What's the name of the podcast?
Money Making Conversation Masterclass.
Because he likes to talk about that money. Yes. And then we got Jerome Love. Y'all know him, Black Expo for
23 years.
Congratulations,
23 years.
man.
23. Jordan year.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Still
sir.
doing it. And then the real estate mogul, Renaissance
sir.
man in his own right here in H-Town. And I'm lucky enough to talk to these two gentlemen who just put together something that we all get to see. And it's about money as well. So, Jerome, I'm going to start with you. How'd you hook up with Rushion? Because I don't even know how you two connected. Because when I think Rushion, I'm not thinking both of y'all in the same room at all. No disrespect. But
It's interesting that you asked that question, and I go back. How I met Rushion, Hurricane Harvey. When you look at research, 40% of all small businesses don't recover after a disaster. And a lot of it is because of cash flow issues. Some people would say it's not actually the disaster, it's the fact that the storm exacerbates what's already happening, which is they're having cash flow issues.
Yes.
Understanding this, I understood that there were a lot of small businesses that couldn't get access to money, and I wanted to create a grant fund to help small businesses.
Okay.
And I ain't had no money. So I called a good friend of ours, Jaylene Mack, and she said, you need to talk to Rushion. Do you know Rushion? You should know Rushion. I was like, who's Rushion? And she connected us, and we immediately clicked. He immediately sent a check, invested, and helped us to raise some funds, and we raised, I think, about $50,000 and helped to support a whole bunch of small businesses that are still in business to this day. So that, to me, was my introduction to Rushion. It spoke volumes about his character. I mean, when we did our little press conferences and checked, he flew down from Atlanta. He was there, and I was like, wow, who is this guy? So that's how I was first made aware of Rushion McDonald. So when the idea of this project came about, the project really was just an idea in my head for many, many, many years. And then, so I flew to Atlanta, sat down with him, showed up. He looked like he was surprised when I showed up because I told him I was coming. I don't know. I guess a lot of people probably tell him a lot of stuff. So when I knocked on the door, he was like, oh, this dude actually showed up. So I sat down and kind of talked to him what I was thinking, and then he kind of helped flesh the idea out, and the rest is history, and we got the What is Rich docuseries now.
Wow.
Well, it sounded like he was knocking on my house door. Actually knocked on my building door.
His office.
What was it?
No,
it was a hard knock.
I didn't think he was at your house doing that. I'm sure he was at the office. Yes. Now, Rushion, why'd you jump into the project? And for those that don't know you, the name should speak volumes, but for those that are watching this and they're just being introduced to you now, who's Rushion McDonald?
Rushion McDonald is a guy who came from Fifth Ward, right here in Houston, Texas. 6 sisters, 2 brothers. Father had a 3rd grade education, truck driver. Mom graduated from high school. I'm a guy who came from the inner city and learned that you can be successful if you believe in yourself and you had the right people pointing you in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
And along the way, I've worked with a lot of significant talent from Steve Harvey.
Yes.
A lot of our projects, Family Feud, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, sold 3 million copies, translated in 30 languages, 2 #1 movies at the box office. Stephen A. Smith. At the time, I didn't know I was rescuing his career when he got fired in 2009 from ESPN, and everybody treated him like a prior except me. I saw he was a talented guy. In 2018, he asked me to come back into his life, and you see the monster he is in media.
The monster that he is. He's running that media, man.
Sherry Shepherd Caster in 1998 when I was co-executive producer of the Jamie Foxx Show, talk show host, phenomenon, Keith Sweat. And Keith Sweat.
I'm still trying to understand y'all Keith Sweat connection.
Well, Keith Sweat, it was so funny. He said, Rushion, I always want to be in business with you. I always want to be in business with you. Because a lot of people see me for what I am. A person that I'm a good listener, and I build brands. I'm from Coca-Cola to anything that's in the Indeed. If you come to me, either I voice it, or I market it, and I make your brand more relatable to the general public. And that's what happened with Jerome. With Jerome, he came to me with an idea. He wanted to do a documentary or like a promotional video. And I told him, I said, I'm not interested in that.
I could have told you that before you went. You should have should have called me. Like, he's not doing that. That's you thinking too small, man. Don't fly to ATL and say that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't fly to ATL and do that,
I'm
man.
not interested in that.
Yeah, I believe he said it probably just like that too.
I said, now. I said, man, do you know who you are? He said, I said, man, you are like a source. I said, you develop all these years of credibility with the small business community. You are a voice. I said, let's do a series where we go to entrepreneurs and talk about, and there was an article came out simultaneously when he met. It was like Charles Schwab came out with this, what is rich or what is wealth? And it said $1.2 million.
$2.3.
$2.3 million is what you classify yourself as rich. And so we built the concept out of that, and then it just got bigger to the everyday man. And then people wanted to tell their story about how they valued wealth and how wealth, whether it was always funny. People we knew were successful. We knew they had money. And they would go, I'm not rich.
Yeah.
I think it's the mentality. We just had a whole conversation prior to.
It's about your perception and how you see yourself. You see
because I saw you talk to Mr. Couzeau from French's. You said it was almost like he was offended when you said, "So you're rich." You like he kind of like he was taken aback from your comment, like, bro, rich is when you can get 3 yachts out there. So even most people who you would say are rich, they have an idea to them what is rich, which is interesting because I think that's what you're finding on your expedition. Everybody has a different perception of what rich really is.
And so let's talk about Mr. Crusoe. Now, I ain't counting his money, but I would imagine if he wanted to buy a yacht, he could get him a yacht. You know what I'm saying?
You said that.
But for him, I don't have none of this stuff, so why are you calling me rich? So, and it's like, well, is rich the thing?
Excuse me, we're not even talking about his sausage factory. We just talking about the little chicken
But
place.
he works in a frame, though, that's what keeps him normalized too. Maybe to himself. And again, a conversation we was having prior to this. And that's what when I saw that, I'm like, I just thought it was interesting. But so you're on this expedition to find out what rich is. Here's my question to both of you. Have you all figured out what rich is overall?
I'll say, I think one of the things that you'll learn, and when you see, everybody has a different definition. Some people give dollar amounts, some people are more philosophical. But it goes back to what we just said. It's about how you define it. Because what was rich to me at one point in my life, as I grow and evolve and certain things happen and expenses change, it changes. You know, your thought process changes on it. So I don't think there's really a definition of rich. Now, if you say, what does it take to sustain your lifestyle in perpetuity, some along those lines. I mean, I could give you some basics. Robert Kiyosaki always said you are not in the.
He wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Rich Dad Poor Dad. He talked about the cash flow quadrant. He said you out the rat race when your passive income can meet or exceed your expenses.
Okay.
So I would say if you were able to do that and you had at least about a 10 to 12 month reserve in the bank, I would say at that point you are rich or can sustain your lifestyle into perpetuity. That's probably a better way of saying it.
Okay. Now, go ahead.
Now, there are two different values about the show, and I've been fortunate to be on the private jets, the yachts, and walking into many mansions in my life, and I've learned that there's working wealthy and there's mailbox money, and the average person in life is working to sustain their lifestyle or working to maintain their wealth, and so I think that when you look at Mr. Caruso, I think he feels himself as the working wealth.
Yes.
The working wealth.
Absolutely.
And so where the Bill Gates see himself as a mailbox money.
That's right.
They ain't got to do nothing. Checks coming, stock market goes up, stock market goes down. I lost $1 billion today, or I made $1 billion today. And so in our show, What is Rich, we have that conversation and we let you know that it's possible to achieve both. But if you achieve working wealthy, you're going to have to work to keep that car, to get on that, to keep that first class seat, pay those car notes, those house notes. Now, your goal really is mailbox money. And that's when you get into the multiple streams of income. And so we meet both types. Like, for instance, I would say that Isaac Hayes III is mailbox money.
Okay, for those that don't know, Isaac Hayes III, Isaac Hayes, the great musician, his son, and he has a social media site called Fan Base, and he's out of ATL.
And I talk to a lot of my clients, and I always talk about my goal is to get you out of the working wealthy into the
Mailbox money. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you wealthy?
No, because
Or rich?
No, I am technically rich.
Okay.
But from a standpoint, but I'm working wealthy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the income.
You see what he just did? Yeah. he deduced himself too.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I have to, because of the fact if I get sick today, my lifestyle goes away. And I think that's important. People need to understand
Yes,
that
sir.
when you're starting to define an athlete is working wealthy, okay? Because if they get hurt, their lifestyle goes away.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so same thing with an actor or an actress or a singer. If the tour dollars dry up, their wealth goes away. And so I always admire careers. You know, I look at my life when I was in my 20s and in my 60s now, and I look back and go, wow, you've had a career. And I look at the people who have come along that journey. When I looked at Dave Chappelle, it's not many of us that had that jam. Because I did 1992, I did Def Comedy Jam with Dave Chappelle, and I look at him and I go, and I was walking in the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills, and Dave Chappelle came up to me, John. I go, Dave Chappelle, remember me? And because he knows what I've done.
Yeah.
He's followed what my career had. And I didn't know he was doing that. I'm just looking at Dave Chappelle, man. You know, Saturday Night Live. And he'll go, Rushion, he's handling this, he's creating these shows. And
Yeah.
So wealth is defined by exposure, but more importantly, how you sleep.
And by the way, because you didn't say this, but Rushion McDonald, straight out of Fifth Ward, also hip hop comedy
Stop.
back in the days.
Comedy
Because I
stop.
need y'all to know that he was an integral part of a lot of the things that we see in Houston right now. So I had to say that, but because you kind of jumped right, I went right to Hollywood. Because you're responsible or co-responsible for a lot of people that had done some really, really big things. But I wanted people to know if they don't. Back in the days, it was this
Nephew
incredible.
Tommy.
Yeah, a lot of them started off right here with you, man. So you definitely had your hands in a lot of people. He was always generous with me. I don't know why. You want to be in this one show? I don't know how to act. Oh, just sit. We're going to give you one line. Okay.
I love it.
But that was beautiful. You know, you love to see people when they get into a certain place, they give other people opportunities, and you've always done that. And just thank you for always being who you are. You know, some people, they go away, get big, and they come back and they be like, who you are now? I don't know you. First time you something like, hey man, because we hadn't seen each other in so long. So it was, that was a beautiful. Thank you.
Concert recently, and you tried to drag me on stage. Richard, come on.
And he would not come on stage. He don't want to know. And a man from the stage don't want to be on the stage. Like he's comfortable where he's playing in his position. But I respect that.
You know, and then it was so funny when Candy Burroughs came on stage, and she came over and hugged me. I went, Candy? She said, Rushion, you are the man. I go, okay.
You've learned to receive it. You have learned to receive it. Oh, you know, this is very important. Name of the show you guys are doing and where it can be seen. Because I heard that you're working on season number 2.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll let Rushion talk about season number 2.
Okay.
The show is called What is Rich?
What is Rich?
You can go to whatisrich.com. I'm not stuttering. Whatisrich.com. Yeah, whatisrich.com to watch the episodes. Right now, I believe tomorrow, episode 5 drops.
Okay.
The first series is 9 episodes. And as you said, we are starting on season 2. Got some big names lined up. I'll let Rushion kind of talk about that. But it's some big things going to be happening.
Okay.
So.
It's really great because of the fact that, you know, first of all, Kelly Clarkson came to us and launched the series on her national TV show.
Which was nice.
Which is crazy. And so now we're working on even a broader distribution deal, which will put us in 63 million homes.
Wow.
And so that's where the second season is coming along. And that's why it's going to be created. But the bottom line, when we look at what we're trying to do, Mad Hatter, is that we're trying to let regular people know they can actually achieve the American dream. But you need to hear it from people who are achieving it and how they accept responsibility for it. Because some people on our show do say, I am rich. They understand what they're doing out there. They get it. Okay? They're not even masking. Yeah, I'm rich. Okay, what's your next question? That's all. It's going to be a short
End of the
interview.
show. I'm rich.
And then you have people who are philosophical in it, and we have ministers who talk about how they're using their church and expanding the growth possibility of the community. So it's really important that it's not so much celebrity driven, it's success driven.
Okay.
We will have celebrities, because that's a different world because of the fact that there's a perception that people who are stars are rich, and that's not true. They're 100% working wealthy. A series goes off the air. They may get checks off of residuals, but it depends on their past. And so, in the same way I mentioned with an athlete, we have an athlete, C.J. McCullough, in here. You know, when his contract expires, he either has to try to match that contract he has, or go hopefully somebody picks him up.
Yeah.
And so that is how you defining the exit plan. And we talk about that a lot. We will talk about that a lot on our second season.
Now I know your show. You have a syndicated radio show / podcast.
Right.
Is that going to slow down because you working on all this?
No. I have 5 employees full time, and so just to give a base of my life. You know, I executive produce both Stephen A. Smith Sirius XM shows on Sirius XM. I manage talent. I have a platform called We Power Fundraisers, where you can sell popcorn to raise money for your organization or church. And then my podcast, which I'm fortunate, it gets 1.2 million downloads a month.
Wow.
And it syndicates to 20 HBCUs nationwide. So this was a natural relationship. I'm talking about What is Rich, because it's about educating our people and educating our audience that the possibilities are endless if you have the knowledge, and also showing how to execute it.
Okay. Hey, look, if somebody obviously people want to see it, so make sure you say where they can see it again. I don't know how often you play around on social media, but I know it's out there.
Yeah.
So how they can download, how they can, if they want to follow you, because I know people might want to, hey, man, I want to be rich. What's the steps? And I don't know if you give free advice. You might have to have an event where you just do that as well.
Yeah.
But I want to get all the connections.
So
folks.
whatisrichdoc.com. You can follow me personally at Jerome D. Love. And, of course, you know our podcast, the Black Money Tree Podcast, which won its first NAACP Image Award in 2024. So you can check us out there. But, yeah, I think.
And you're not going to stop doing that either.
I'm not going to stop doing that either.
Okay.
So we're really excited about it. I think what we're building is something.
Coming up, right?
Oh, yeah, Black Expo, May 15th through 16th.
Got to talk about that.
We haven't, you're getting exclusive. We're announcing this today. We have Demola Adelekum, who's the CEO of Red Lobster, the one that brought him out of. He's going to be our featured presenter this year.
Okay.
36 years old.
36 years old.
Yeah.
He was the CEO of P.F. Chang's, I believe, at 29.
Yes.
So dude is doing some amazing things.
He turned the Red Lobster around.
Yes.
He turned it around.
So he's
Well,
going to
he
be
listened
at
to
the
the
expo
people.
this
He
year.
listened.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, we
Well, it's
know-
not that simple. A lot of people, they listen, but they can't execute.
Right, and that's what he did. He just, I'm excited to meet him personally. I always am fascinated by people who get it at such an early age and accept the responsibility of this is my path. And he's gotten it. I always admired President Obama because he got it. You know, he said, "Look, I'm not going to mess around. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm not going to party crazy. I'm just because I want to be president of the United States." That's a discipline that you have to have. And I see that 36 years old. You just came from PF Chain. All these are like super brands that everybody knows, and you black, and people say, "Lead us."
Yeah.
Because we can.
Yes.
Because we can. Now, Mr. Rushion McDonald, how can folks reach out to you?
Well, I would tell everybody, first of all, if you want to be a guest on the show, just go to moneymakingconversations.com and click the Be a Guest button, because I interview entrepreneurs around the country, and this is my hometown.
I think you done interviewed everybody on it, and then you put it on. I've seen your website before too, and everybody that you've talked to is right there.
1,700 people,
right there on the page.
Find it. And I put it together. It's just exciting for me. I think that the fact that, and everybody knows I'm also a good chef too, by the way.
I did not know that, but thank you.
So go to my Instagram page, Rushion McDonald. You'll see a lot of cooking things. That's what calms me down. I don't drink or smoke or parties, but I love to cook.
Okay.
But I think that moneymakingconversations.com was my legacy, because it really is a testament to what I'm doing with What is Rich, and also the people I've met along the way. Matt Hatter just had this off-air conversation with me, and he is not going to get out of my life because this young brother right here is special. And
that's nice.
and I
Thank
say
you,
that because God has really treated me with an eye, and sometimes and I always tell people, Roger Dangerfield didn't become famous till he's 55. And a lot of people start putting limits on what they can do as they get older. I am a person that says do not allow age to be an excuse to your success.
Yes, sir.
And the pathway to your greatness, if I have anything to do with Matt Hatter, you will be a person who will continue to grow and change this city and maybe live in this world.
Wow. Thank you. Rushion McDonald, always been a powerful brother. Jerome Love, I don't know what to say about you. I know I'll be seeing you again real soon.
Yes, sir. Couple months.
You're going to give me a couple of weeks before a break, and then you're like, hey, Adam, I'm going to need something again. Let's do this. No, but congratulations
Thank
to
you, man. Thank you so
I'm
much.
really happy for you that you hooked up with a great person that can walk you through the process and hold your hand through the process and ain't going to let you fall, man.
Yeah.
So you're in a very lucky position. Yeah. If you want to take my hand and run me that same route, let me know, brother. You can take my hand right now. Yeah. No, but I appreciate both of y'all and y'all time. Thank you so much. And good luck, man. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.